Perhaps you can explain to us first how these words are chosen. How do they get picked to go into the dictionary?
Well, they would have been tracking these for many years, I suspect. I mean, it's very hard to extract from lexicographers or dictionary makers exactly how they choose, but you can be sure they would have been, tracked within an inch of their lives over, say, 5 or 6 year period. I mean, in the case, it surprised me with Skibidi because that's not been around that long. And I think it shot to stardom spectacularly, but I think it's going to crash, to be honest.
And Skibidi was on your radar, was it?
It was on, yes. I was trying to figure out the meaning of it, really. I mean, it can be used for a whole lot of things, something like cool or bad, but bad can have that upside down meaning. But you can say, what the Skibidi do you mean? So it's got a little more grammatical flexibility than cool or super.
At least I'll know now what my 2 children are saying when they use it. The increasing influence of social media on the dictionary, because so many of these words really originate from TikTok.
Yes, these days dictionary makers are, charting words over, in all sorts of areas. Once upon a time, it was quite straightforward. It was, a word that was written on a file card, from fairly formal written language, and then it might make it into the dictionary or not. But these days, they're sucking up words from chat rooms, TikTok, menus, blogs, you name it. And we're creating words at a faster rate than ever before. An astonishing figure that was given by the Oxford Dictionary people, which was something like 1.8 billion new uses over a single year. That's new words. It's also new meanings.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, some I don't get because delulu is just a shortened delusional. So why don't they have it delusional and then just put delulu shortened?
Except you've got that extra lu bit there, which I think it also evokes, lulu, which has a kind of meaning. Well, it's a bit unclear what lulu means, but I think it's a person who's exceptional in some regard. But people who are exceptional, words can go very, very bad for those people. So those words normally become negative. So I think it's rather lovely the way that it blends delusional and lulu.
But then there is also the argument that some of it is just lazy. You're not saying the whole of delusional, you're just saying delulu, and things like tradwife. It's just the shortening it all, the less letters, easier to say.
Well, I've also been tracking slang for a few years now, trying to figure out, the success stories. Why do certain ones survive? And it's always the shorter ones that appeal. But also, we've been doing this for centuries. Even if you think of something like hussy from housewife, sometimes the shortened forms like hussy and housewife diverge to the point that we have 2 separate words, or grotty and grotesque. No one connects those words anymore, or stroppy and obstreperous. I don't think people use obstreperous anymore, it's just stroppy. So sometimes the shortened form actually replaces the longer form, like fridge and refrigerator even.
Yeah, absolutely. And some are more phrases. I mean, mouse juggler, that's 2 words, and work spouse, but they go in the dictionary as well.
Oh, yes, we have compound words or phrases, but the mouse jiggler would be a compound word. But, we've been creating words for people pretending to work but not actually for centuries now. Some of my favourites is to fudgel and to snudge. So people have been fudgling and snudging for centuries, and that's just simply pretending to work, pretending to look busy when you're not actually doing anything.
Oh, I like those words. They're much better. Kate, do words ever get taken out of the dictionary?
Not if it's the Oxford English Dictionary, which was once memorably described as a roach motel. So once the words are in there, they never get out. The Oxford English Dictionary is massive. I'm looking at my one on my shelf now, which is something like 20 volumes. That was the 2nd edition. The 3rd edition will never appear as a tree dictionary. It's just too massive. So those, that dictionary never loses words, but other dictionaries will cull. So something like, yes, Skibidi, will it last? I don't know. Think of awesome sauce or amazeballs. They lasted a very, very short while.
Yes, so true. Another one I like is broligarchy, as in bros and oligarchy, the tech bosses. That's quite a clever one.
That is clever, and why it's particularly clever, I think, is because it's a blend, and blending is the kind of rock star of word formation in modern English, when we squish words together. And once upon a time, they were squished rather mundanely with splinters of words like smog, smoke, and fog. These days, when we squish them together, you get these clever overlaps, and in that case, bro and oligarchy are kept intact, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they're glommed together, but that's a technical word, to glom. Glommed together, and you know, they're kept there. You can see them. They're great punning potential, these blends.
Absolutely. Well, Kate, it has been skibbity fun talking to you this evening. Very, very interesting what is in the dictionary. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks very much. Bye.
I don't know if I used that in the right context, but I used it.